Imagine being on a cargo ship in the middle of the Red Sea when suddenly you're under attack. What do? In a world where international waters are supposed to represent a safe passage for trade and commerce, the reality can be starkly different. On a seemingly ordinary Sunday, the maersk Hangzhou, a cargo ship, found itself in the midst of such a harsh reality. This vessel was sailing peacefully when it was unexpectedly targeted by Houthi rebels. These rebels, hailing from Iran-backed Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen, had a clear agenda: disrupt and take control. Their method? Launching anti-ship ballistic missiles towards the cargo ship and attempting to board it with their gunboats. The suddenness and severity of this attack were nothing short of alarming. Imagine the chaos that ensued as anti-ship missiles darted across the sky, their deadly trajectory aimed at the maersk Hangzhou. The crew members, likely going about their regular duties, were thrust into an instant battle for survival. But the assault didn't end with just missile fire. The rebels took to the sea in their small boats, their intention to board the cargo ship and take control. This was not a random act of violence but a calculated move to assert dominance in a strategic location. The situation escalated quickly. The maersk Hangzhou was not just under fire, it was under siege. Gunmen in the boats opened fire, adding another layer of threat to an already critical situation. Amidst the chaos and the uncertainty, one fact remained clear. This was not just an attack. It was a blatant display of power, and a clear signal of the lengths these rebels were willing to go. But the crew of the maersk Hangzhou were not alone in this fight. In the face of danger, the US Navy responded swiftly. When the alarm bells started ringing, the Navy sprung into action. The USS Gravely, stationed in the Red Sea, detected 2 anti-ship ballistic missiles heading in the direction of the maersk Hangzhou, a commercial cargo ship. The Gravely, equipped with advanced missile defense systems, immediately moved to intercept the missiles. The vessel's crew, trained for such threats, skillfully neutralized the missiles before they could reach their target. The maersk Hangzhou, though struck by a missile, remained seaworthy, a testament to the swift and effective response from the Navy. But the threat was far from over. From the murky waters emerged 4 small boats, manned by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels. They were attempting to board the maersk Hangzhou, their guns blazing. The Navy helicopters, hovering in the sky, returned fire. The helicopters, armed with high-caliber machine guns and precision-guided rockets, engaged the Houthi boats. The air was filled with the deafening sound of gunfire and explosions, but the Navy pilots remained steadfast. The result was decisive. 3 of the Houthi boats were sunk, their crews neutralized. The 4th boat, seeing the fate of its companions, chose discretion over valor and fled the area. The Navy helicopters, having ensured the safety of the cargo ship, returned to their base. This was not just a military action, it was a statement to those who threaten international shipping that the US Navy is ready and capable of defending the seas. The Navy's response was not just swift, but also effective. It showed the world that the Navy is prepared to face any threat, no matter how unexpected. And in the blink of an eye, the threat was neutralized. The US Navy had again proven its mettle, showing that it stands as a bulwark against those who seek to disrupt international trade and peace. The smoke clears and the damage is assessed. As the echoes of battle fade away, the aftermath of the Houthi attack and the swift US Navy response comes into focus. The cargo ship at the heart of the conflict, the maersk Hangzhou, although struck by a missile, remains seaworthy. A testament to the resilience of modern maritime engineering, the vessel stands tall, bearing the scars of battle, but refusing to succumb. Yet the missile strike is not without its ripple effects. In a world where global trade hinges on the reliable and timely movement of goods, the attack on the maersk Hangzhou sends shockwaves through the shipping industry. The Danish shipping giant Maersk, in response to the attempted attack, puts a pause on sailings through the Red Sea for 48 hours. A seemingly brief interruption, but in the grand scheme of global commerce, a significant hiccup. The pause reflects the understandable caution of a company responsible not just for cargo, but for the lives of its crew. It's a pause that speaks volumes about the state of security in the Red Sea region, a vital artery of global trade. The decision to halt sailings underscores the growing concerns about the safety of vessels and their crews in these contested waters, a concern that extends far beyond the deck of the maersk Hangzhou. The impact of the attack and the resulting pause in sailings also reverberate through the global economy. Every hour of delay, every rerouted ship, and every added layer of security measures pile on additional costs. These costs ripple outwards, impacting everything from the price of consumer goods to the schedules of global supply chains. And yet, amidst the debris and disruption, a daunting realization emerges. This is not a single, isolated event. Instead, it's the latest in a series of attacks that have been escalating in both frequency and intensity. But this was not an isolated incident. This is the 23rd such attack by Houthi rebels since November 19th. A pattern of violence has emerged in the Red Sea, with the Houthi rebels from Yemen relentlessly launching attacks on international shipping vessels. With their boats and missiles, they've created a climate of uncertainty and fear in the region. Their claimed motivation behind these attacks is to end Israel's offensive on the Gaza Strip. Yet their actions have only led to increased international tensions and disruptions to global trade. This has resulted in the shipping companies having to reroute around Africa, inevitably leading to increased time and costs for their journeys. In response to this cycle of violence, the international community has come together to launch Operation Prosperity Guardian. This is an international naval coalition that is aimed at safeguarding the shipping vessels navigating through the volatile waters of the Red Sea. Since the operation's inception, over 1,200 merchant ships have successfully traveled through the Red Sea region without being hit by drone or missile strikes. 5 warships from the United States, France, and the United Kingdom now patrol the waters of the southern Red Sea and the western Gulf of Aden, providing a shield of protection against potential attacks. These ships have successfully shot down 17 drones and 4 anti-ship ballistic missiles, manifesting a strong deterrent against the Houthi attacks. Yet the Houthis, backed by Iran, show no signs of retreat. They have increased their use of anti-ship ballistic missiles, and it is expected that their relentless attacks will continue. Despite the international maritime mission, despite the increased defenses, and despite the naval coalition's best efforts, the Houthi rebels persist in their violent campaign. Yet the attacks continue. The question now is, what's next? As we peer into the murky waters of the future, we are left to contemplate the potential for an escalation in these attacks. The Houthi rebels, backed by Iran, have shown a relentless determination to disrupt international shipping in the Red Sea. Their increased use of anti-ship ballistic missiles, as evidenced in the recent attack on the maersk Hangzhou, signals a dangerous trend that could lead to more aggressive and potentially devastating confrontations. The impact on the world's shipping routes cannot be understated. The Red Sea is a vital artery for global trade, and any disruption can have far-reaching consequences. Shipping companies are now faced with the difficult decision of either braving this volatile region or rerouting their vessels around Africa. The latter option adds significant time and cost to their journeys, impacting the global economy and potentially driving up prices for consumers. Yet in the face of these challenges, there is a glimmer of hope. The International Maritime Mission, dubbed Operation Prosperity Guardian, has seen success in protecting over 1,200 merchant ships in the Red Sea region. With Denmark recently joining the mission, there is an expectation that more nations will follow suit. This global coalition, currently featuring warships from the United States, France, and the United Kingdom, stands as a bulwark against the Houthi rebels' reckless attacks. But this is a fluid situation, as unpredictable as the sea itself. The Houthi rebels' objective to end Israel's offensive on the Gaza Strip shows no signs of abating. And while the International Maritime Mission has been successful in mitigating some of the threats, the continued Houthi attacks serve as a stark reminder of the volatile situation. As we stand on the edge of a new year, the situation in the Red Sea remains one to watch closely. As the clock strikes midnight and we usher in the new year, the world will be watching, wondering what the future holds for this critical region.